Mr. Fu, we didn't know you were here. Yes, we just want to be friends with Xuxian. Fu Nancheng saw this scene from a distance. His handsome face sank and he immediately ordered, "Friends? That's not what you said. Didn't your parents teach you this? Don't talk nonsense outside and keep your mouth shut." Several second-generation rich men had obscene and excited looks on their faces. "Mr. Fu, we are all in the same boat. There is no point in pretending like this. What's wrong with playing together? You can come first, and I promise not to tell Miss Lu." Fu Nancheng paused. A terrible haze covered his handsome brows, and he walked towards those rich second generations. Absolutely hopeless. Turning his head, he saw Fu Nancheng with a sinister look on his face. These second-generation rich people were not good enough to recognize Fu Nancheng. He stretched out his sharp and thin fingers and lifted his sleeves. He walked over and hit the second-generation rich man on the head. "There's a fight!"
Zhuxi had just returned to her seat when there was a commotion in the nightclub. "Who fought?" Zhuxi stood up. The nightclub was in chaos. Someone shouted, "It's Mr. Fu!"
"I don't think you guys need to exist anymore." Zhuxi looked up and saw Fu Nancheng at once. Fu Nancheng was fighting with several men while grabbing his collar. "Fu Nancheng! He was fine just now. Why did he get into a fight with someone else?" Zhuxi pushed through the crowd and walked quickly towards him. But soon her steps froze because she saw Lu Yao leaving. Zhuxi could no longer take a step forward. "Lu Yao is her fiancé. What can I do if I go there?" "Nancheng, stop fighting." The lines of his arms bulged out through his black shirt, and his handsome face was ferocious and scary. When he fought with others, his ferocity came out again. This was not the first time Zhuxi had seen him fighting with others, and she was frightened every time she saw it. This man's appearance during a fight was completely different from his usual dignified and noble appearance. He was full of bloodthirsty rage, as if he didn't care about his life. Everyone was running outside in fear, wanting to leave this place of trouble. The sharp shards of beer headed straight towards Zhuxi. "I have to protect my stomach." "No, there is no time to escape." "Zhuxi, danger!" At this time, Fujue's voice came to my ears. Fujue rushed over to protect her. The sharp beer fragments immediately left a bloody mark on Fuju's arm. Blood oozes out. "Fujue, why did you come back?" Zhuxi turned around quickly. "I just got to the door and remembered that it's hard to find a taxi here, so I decided to take you home first." Fujo originally wanted to go back, but he returned because he remembered there were no taxis and wanted to take Zhuxi back. When he saw Fu Nancheng fighting, Fujue gasped and immediately protected Zhuxi. "Fujue, you are injured!" Zhuxi rushed over and pressed hard on his bleeding wound with her hand. "It's okay, it will be fine in 2 days." At this time, Zhuxi saw the wound on his arm. His arm had been pulled out and a bloody wound appeared. "No, what if you get infected? I'll take you to get some medicine." After saying that, she stretched out her legs and pulled Fujue away. Fujue looked at her slender figure, his eyes focused on Zhuxi's small hand. For a moment he felt like Zhuxi still cared about him. "Don't let me see you again. Get out." Fu Nancheng's muscular chest was breathing heavily, inhaling and exhaling like a wild beast. He dropped the beer bottle in his hand and looked up. The slender figure was no longer on the seat. Not long after, Fu Nancheng saw Zhuxi leaving with Fujue. His right arm was also injured and the wound was burning with pain, but seeing the two of them, his heart ached even more. Fu Nancheng lowered his handsome eyes. "Zhuxi, you don't care about me at all now, do you?" The next day at the gate of Tsinghua University, Vice President and Director Zhu led the teachers and students to welcome Jiang at the door. "Mr. Jiang is finally back. Should we tell him about yesterday's incident?" "Better not. Anyway, it's all over. Don't let him worry about this matter." Tsinghua University President Jiang is back. This overseas academic seminar ended successfully. Stop! A car stops and Mr. Zhang, wearing a Zhongshan suit, got off. "So many people. Why are you guys making such a fuss?" Mr. Jiang was energetic and cheerful. He stood on tiptoe and looked at the crowd. "Where is the talented girl from Tsinghua University? Why can't I see her?" The vice principal immediately said, "Mr. Jiang, are you talking about the genius girl? We waited for several hours that day, but she didn't come." The vice principal was also very confused. The genius girl had made an appointment with the principal, so why didn't she come? "What? Jiang Lao paused. Mr. Zhang immediately took out his cell phone and said, "How is that possible? I'll call her and ask. You will lead the team to compete abroad tomorrow. Where are you, girl?" "Don't worry, Mr. Zhang, I'm on my way and will be there soon." The melodious phone ringtone rang once and then was connected. A pleasant voice came over. How could this genius girl's voice be so similar to... No, it can't be her. Mr. Zhang was about to talk on the phone with that extremely mysterious and talented young girl, and everyone pricked up their ears to listen. Just now, Mr. Zhang turned on the speakerphone, and the voice of the genius girl poured into everyone's eardrums. Ningxinner's face changed. At this moment, a clear and pleasant sound of footsteps sounded slowly. Everyone immediately looked up and saw Zhuxi's slender figure enter their sight. When they saw Zhuxi, they immediately squeezed forward and asked in shock, "Why did she come back? She is so shameless." Some students in the competition class were confused and stood up to accuse her. "But she is so beautiful. Just because of this face, I can't bear to scold her. No matter how beautiful she is still a thief." Zhuxi's arrival caused a commotion in the audience. Mr. Zhang was a smart man and had guessed something. "It seems like an interesting story happened during my absence." He came to Zhuxi and said, "Cece, come here. I guess you all don't know Zhuxi. She is the pride of our Tsinghua University and the talented girl who will lead the team to compete tomorrow." Mr. Zhang brought Zhuxi forward and solemnly introduced her in front of everyone. "What, Zhuxi is a genius girl? She is a beautiful and smart student at school. What other blessings could you deny? So the story about her stealing the notebook is not true? How can it be considered stealing if someone uses their own notebook? No, it can't be. If she's a genius girl, why didn't she say so?" Zhuxi slowly raised her red lips. "Sorry, I didn't explain it clearly when I first came. I really enjoyed being classmates with all of you. Where are you going, classmate Ning? You look terrible. Are you sick?" Lu Yao and Ningxiner were surrounded by the crowd and were criticized by everyone, and everyone asked them to apologize. "Ningxiner still wants to leave? She has wronged the genius girl and should feel guilty. Apologize if you feel guilty. Miss Lu is hiding in plain sight. She is the one who instigated Ningxiner to do stupid things. Apologize, apologize, apologize." Lu Yao raised her head and looked at the people in front of her. She used to be a popular school beauty, but now everyone stood behind Zhuxi and asked her to apologize. "I'm sorry, Zhuxi. I didn't expect Shinner to accuse you without confirmation. I apologize on her behalf." "What did you say? That means you are implying..." Ningxiner clenched her fist and dug her nails into her palm. Lu Yao apologized, and it was Ningxiner's turn. "Shinner, come here and apologize. What if Zhuxi doesn't want to lead the competition? Do you want to be a sinner at Tsinghua University?" She didn't want to apologize. However, it is no longer her turn to decide now. She must apologize. Ningxiner looked at Zhuxi with red eyes, her hands clenched tightly into fists. I'm sorry, okay? Don't mind it, Miss Lu. I accept your apology." At this time, Zhuxi came and walked in front of Lu Yao. She looked at Lu Yao and Ningxiner and curled her lips. "But don't think too much about it. You two are not on the list of competitors, so it won't affect the deal between me and Mr. Zhang. Don't worry too much about things that have nothing to do with you." Lu Yao's face turned pale, and she felt very humiliated. Classmate Sue is right. I'm overthinking it. We still have other things to do, so we'll be leaving first." The students in class regular looked at Zhuxi with red eyes. They still couldn't believe that Zhuxi, who had been with them day and night for more than a week, was actually the legendary genius girl. Zhuxi looked at them and winked at Li Yuting playfully. Fu Nancheng raised his thin lips and smiled. Why had he never thought about it? "Zhuxi, you lied to me again. Next episode preview. B. The girl turned over when she touched the soft mattress, found a comfortable place, and fell into a sweet sleep. She seemed to be saying something, mumbling. "Huh?" Fu Nancheng heard clearly that she was calling baby in a soft and tender voice. "Baby?" Fu Nancheng looked at her tender and innocent little face. She herself was like a baby. Lowering his tall body, he looked at her and asked, "What baby? Whose baby?" The girl in her sleep seemed to have heard his question and murmured, "The baby is Mr. Fu's."